Okay, so we are being recorded. Did you get a message there for you to allow the recording? Okay, so let's go. Today is our third and last webinar of the Classroom Management series, and I hope it's really useful. Let's start with a quiz. It's a CBA quiz, but look at the image at the bottom of the slide. What does it mean? If you participated in the first one, you should know. What does it mean? What kind of activity is it? You can use your microphone, or you can use the chat box. So we are going to do a quiz, but this is the activity. This is the format. What does this image represent, guys? What's the game? Remember?
The bomb something.
Bomb something. Okay, so it's a bomb. And what else can you see in the image?
A bomb chat.
So chat bomb.
Okay.
Okay, so chat bomb, how does it work? We are going to ask you a question, then open your chat box, type your answer, and wait. Type your answer, don't press enter. When we say go or chat bomb, then you press enter and all the answers come at once. All right? So we are going to show you a question. And what do you have to do? Open your microphone and shout. No, you type. You open your chat box and you type your answer. Do you press enter right away? No, you wait, and then when I say chat bomb, then you drop your bombs. All right? Great. Look at the pictures. Look at these pictures. Question number 1. What are these? What are these? So open your chat boxes and write the name of these things. Don't press enter yet. Everybody typing. This is fast, right, Erica? So chat bomb. Drop your bombs, please. Bianca said names of students, name tags, name cards, name cards. Okay, they are name cards with the names of the students. Question number 2. These are cards, but if you don't want to use paper, what else can you use? Instead of paper, if you don't have paper, if you don't want to use paper, what's the other material you can use? Type your answers and wait. Chat bomb. Popsicle sticks. Bianca said she uses her board. Okay, Bianca, tell us later how you use it, okay? But everybody else said sticks, popsicle sticks. Okay. Third and last question. When do you use name cards or popsicle sticks? I'm going to give you a little more time for that for you to elaborate better. When do you use name cards or popsicle sticks? In which moments of the class? When and how? What do you think, Erica? Is it enough time? Yeah? So drop your bombs, chat bomb. Sorting the helper, games helper routine. Julia, to read sentences, to answer questions. Choose the helper of the day. To ask students to give an answer, Patricia said. Hangman. All right. So We chose to bring name cards and name sticks right at the beginning because some teachers have been using name cards or name sticks just to sort out the helper, but we can do much more than that with name cards or name sticks. We use them not only to sort out the helper of the day, but also to nominate students throughout the whole class. What is to nominate a student? What does it mean? To nominate means to call individual students by the name. You call the name of the student and you call these students to answer questions or take part in a task. What's the advantage of nominating? What's the advantage of calling individual students by their names? We make sure students contribute more equally to the lesson. We give them an opportunity to participate. Everybody participates because if we don't nominate, we tend to call the students who always volunteer. And we tend to forget about the shy students, the students that are not really engaged. We can also manage dominant students, the ones who are always volunteering. And as I said before, give everyone a chance to participate. By dominating, by using name cards, name sticks throughout the whole lesson, we keep everyone more alert and on their toes. If everyone is more alert and on their toes because their name might be next, what do you think is going to happen with behavior? Do you think it's going to improve or get worse? Show your hands. Improve or get worse? Improve. Thanks, Felix. So if everybody is engaged and more alert, behavior tends to improve. All right? We can also, and we should, ask students to nominate one another. So the teacher should constantly nominate students throughout the whole class, but it's also really nice if one student nominates the other. So you're using popsicle sticks. You can ask Diane, take a name. And then Diane takes the name and says the name of the other student. Okay, or you can nominate two at a time. Cecilia, ask Julia. Okay, you vary the pattern of interaction. You engage more people at the same time. So having students nominate one another helps them to get to know their classmates' names. Sometimes you have a lot of students and you have groups of friends. Maybe they don't mingle so much. So it helps with this interaction. It keeps everyone engaged and focused on one another, and it takes the focus off the teacher. You know, the teacher is not the focus all the time, but you're making students look at one another and address one another. And uh, speaking of cards and sticks, and we have already mentioned that most teachers use it just to sort out the helper. Let's talk about the importance of having a helper, having helpers. Maybe you can have two helpers. And or if you are teaching de dois, you don't choose one or two helpers, but it's still very important to give students classroom jobs, to have students do things for you. So giving classroom jobs is assigning specific responsibilities to students. What kind of responsibilities? Erasing the board, turning on the light, turning off the light if you use a projector, close the door, open the door, distribute the material, collect material, distribute tests. Why not fill up your water bottle? If you use a computer, you can nominate a student to come to your desk and press the button for you so you can walk around. Remember how important it is to walk around. If you don't need to stay in the front, you don't need to use the board. All you have to do is click buttons, press enter. Why not call someone to sit there and press enter for you? By engaging students in classroom jobs, we can foster a sense of ownership. Students feel that they are somehow responsible for that class, that environment, responsible for what's going on there. And it contributes to the overall function of the classroom. Everything we have been talking about in these 3 meetings contributes to the overall function of the classroom. Remember, all these classroom management techniques have an impact on how your classroom functions, your students' behavior, and how your class flows. Let's talk about other things that contribute to the overall function of the classroom. Use a timer. Have you been using a timer? Who is getting used to timing the students? So you have 2 minutes to read this paragraph. You have 1 minute to complete the rest of the exercise. So maybe in the end, you can share your thoughts, you can share your experiences using a timer. We use a timer to keep students on track and also to improve our time management. Many times, or most of the times, we plan a really nice class. It starts really well, but we never have time to finish everything we had to do because, we get lost on the way. The beginning of the class is so nice that we tend to stretch it a little bit. And then we don't have time for finishing the exercise, for doing a nice activation exercise. So using a timer helps us manage our time. Also, it maintains a sense of urgency for students to do the tasks. If they know they have only 1 minute, if they know they have only 2 minutes, they tend to do it. Oh my God, I have to do it. This sense of urgency. That's why we recommend that when you have a longer task, for example, a writing, it's a writing lesson. The main task is to do the writing. We should save about 20 minutes of the lesson for the writing itself. But we never tell students, okay, you have 20 minutes to write, because that's too much time. And they say, oh, they may think, oh, I have too much time. Why rush? I can think about other things. So we always set the time. Okay, you have 5 minutes to write the first paragraph, or you have 3 minutes to write the first paragraph. Time is up. They will go, oh, teacher, no, I haven't finished. And they say, don't worry, no problem. I'll give you 2 more minutes. Okay, so you will have to extend the time, but do it because it's important to create this, sense of urgency. They have to do it. And we can also use a timer to manage transitions between activities. If you're working with Fundium, it takes them quite a while to put away the material, to find the page. So you may use a timer, 30 seconds, and then you write on the board the number of the page. Okay, so everybody find page 8, in the project part. You have 30 seconds. Or instead of an actual timer, you could sing a song or play a song, and they have the time of the song to do the task you ask them to do. Okay, cleaning up. It's a very short song. Okay, I'm going to play the cleanup song twice, and you have to finish cleaning up before I finish the second time. Okay? What else? Giving instructions. This is really important. Clear and concise instructions help the flow of the class. We have to provide instructions that are easy to understand, and we can and we should break the tasks into smaller, simpler steps. So let's suppose you're going to play a game. We've been talking about stop a lot. Stop, time the list. If it's the first time you do it, the second time you do it, you need to break the instructions into smaller parts. So we are going to work in pairs. Help students pair up. Don't continue giving the instructions before they are paired up. Okay, so we are going to work in pairs. Eliana and Paula, Kari and Cecilia, Julia and Mateus, help them pair up. Everybody has a partner. Okay, now we need one notebook per pair. Come on, decide whose notebook are you going to use? And then they get ready. You have to make a list. Your list needs to have 8 items. And then, do you understand what I mean? Break the instructions and make sure that they are doing the things you're asking them to do. Don't give the whole instructions and then, oh my God, what do I have to do now? Clear and concise instructions avoid confusion and help students, giving clear and concise instructions helps students stay on task. They don't get lost in the middle of the instructions. Another thing, acknowledge positive behavior. Behavior is a challenge for just about every teacher. Let's try to use positive discipline whenever possible. Do you understand what to acknowledge means? Acknowledge positive behavior. So show students that you are aware of these positive things that they are doing. Show them that you have seen that. So first, identify the behaviors that you want to reinforce, because what happens is we end up emphasizing negative behavior. We only address students' behavior because of the wrong things they do. Okay, just like some children at home, the adults only talk to them when they have to correct their behavior. So misbehaving is the only way they get attention, and it becomes a snowball. So let's do the opposite. Let's identify the behaviors we want to reinforce. Be very specific about the behavior that you are acknowledging. Instead of saying, oh, very good, tell students what good thing they are doing. So thank you for sitting down. Great that you found the page. Okay, we can reinforce these positive behaviors with praise, a point system, maybe small prizes. Point systems work well. If you would like to use a point system, send me a message. We could talk about this later. It's very effective, but it has to be very objective and easy to control. And ignore low-level disruptions. Some kinds of behavior cannot be ignored, and we have to attack them right away. Bad words, pushing or trying to hurt, dangerous things, or something very unacceptable, we have to stop and attack it, even if we have to say something in Portuguese. But low-level disruptions should be ignored, okay? Everybody cleaned up in the beginning of the class, and then remember, it's a constant process. Everybody did what you asked them to do in the beginning, clean up. But during the class, somebody forgets and they get their material, their pencil cases. If you're walking around, you can do nonverbal intervention, ask them to put them away. Or you could say, um, very good, Diane. Diane cleaned up and she's not using the material, okay, instead of calling attention to the wrong behavior. It's just an example. So instead of focusing on specific students or giving a generic, good job, well done, congratulations, praise the specific behavior you want to reinforce. Very good, getting to your seats quickly. So everybody get a chair, get a chair. And then the song is over. Some people are still standing. Great, Cecilia. Cecilia is sitting down. Jaine is sitting down. Patricia, very good, Patricia. Thank you for sitting down. And then the others, hopefully, they want to be praised as well. So they tend to go and sit. Okay? Whenever you have a very difficult student, pay attention to this student. And when the student does something nice, praise the student, acknowledge this good behavior. Oh, thank you for helping your classmate. Your drawing is really good. I love your drawing. Oh, Ana Paula, today you did a really good job in the exercise. Wow, it really helps. What else can we do? Incorporate movement and doing things whenever possible. Guys, sitting still is hard, even for us, even for adults. And listening passively is boring. That's why this webinar takes only half an hour, because it's a lot of people. Um, we can't really interact so much. Listen passively. Listening passively is really boring. So have students stand up and move around. And when moving and doing things and learning happen together, students really benefit. Even if you have a room full of students, um, Patricia has a lot of students in her classroom. So other teachers have a lot of students in their classrooms. Guys, simple activities. Stand up if you like chocolate, and then only the people who like chocolate stand up. And then Jaine, um, make a sentence. I like chocolate. Mateus, you didn't stand up, so make a sentence. I don't like chocolate. You can bring simple activities that incorporate movement. Another thing, technology. Not all the schools, not all the classrooms have internet in the classroom, TV, or a projector. Let's not depend on technology. If we have it, this is a wonderful aid. But if we don't have it, no problem. Let's adapt the videos that are suggested in the planning. If we cannot show the song, the video, let's just play the audio, because I think a speaker is easier. It's easier for the school to get, right? We should, and if we do have the technology, I think Bianca has it, right? Bianca, I don't remember if she uses a tablet. Let's integrate technology into lessons with clear learning objectives, because maybe we use it too much. Okay, every opportunity and then it's the screen. Every opportunity and it's an online game. Or I have 10 students and I want to show a video in a very small screen. Make sure technology enhances the learning experience instead of causing distractions. Speaking of causing distractions, if everybody is doing an activity, some students have already finished, I don't think it's a good idea to invite them to your computer or give them your tablet for them to play, because the others will get distracted because they want to play too. Okay? Speaking of movement and using technology or not depending on technology, I brought here a couple of examples. These are paper cards. The first set is ABCD, or it could be ABC. They are multiple choice cards. The second one, the second picture, shows sets of 2 cards each. I call them true or false cards. So, a true or false exercise after reading a text, or any exercises in which you have 2 options, CBA journey, going right or going left. You can pair up the students, they work in pairs, and then you distribute 1 set of cards to each pair. You read the sentence, and okay, I'm going to read the sentence. Talk to your partner and decide. Green is true, red is false. Talk to your partner and decide. Wait. When I say show, show your cards. True or false. So, do you agree that this is movement? It's doing, it's touching. I'm actually, we are touching something, the paper, the card. We are discussing and we are moving. This is movement, even if they are not standing up. The same thing can be done with multiple choice exercises. If you use an RTT and it's not a test, you can give them the cards and then they show the options, or exercises in the book that have options. Review exercises, okay, guys? They really enjoy it. Okay. Now we have only 3 minutes. I'm not going to put you in breakout rooms, but I'd like to invite you to open your microphone and share with us how you have been incorporating movement into your lessons. Any simple idea, anything you do that brings some kind of movement into your lessons. Eliana and I have been discussing some ideas, right, Eliana?
Can can I say?
Yeah, sure. Go, Jaini.
Yes. Something that I usually do with my students is playing up and down, and I like to variate the games. For example, I use flashcards. I use boys and girls.
How do you play up and down?
For example, I choose from the vocabulary. I choose two flashcards. For example, clown and acrobat. When I show acrobat, only the boys stand up. When I show the clown, only the boys stand up.
On the
And
girls.
yes, and I also like to use the color of the uniforms. So where I work, it's green, blue, and white. So when it's white, only I say white. Only students wearing white stand up. Blue, green, and then I variate this up and down
Hmm.
game with boys and girls or flashcards or the colors of the
Do
uniforms.
they like it? Do they enjoy it? Do they have fun?
Yes, they
Yeah.
really like it.
Okay. Any other ideas?
I usually use the songs for the projects. They're the ones that have movements, like head, shoulder, knees, and toes, and then I sing before the class starts a couple of times, and then they get being before the class.
Great. Any ideas for Fundi 2, guys? Fundi 2, ensino médio, because we tend to think it's easier to incorporate movement in younger students' classrooms. But we can do it with Fundi 2 and ensino médio as well. Any ideas? Paula, Patrícia, Félix is teaching Fundi 2, Cecília. We can divide. Erica. Oh, Erica. Paula, share your wonderful game. Paula, would you like to share? Well, we can divide the board, divide the class into two teams, and then call one representative from each team. We can spell a word and they have to write really fast. We can do stand up if, clap your hands if. Hi, Paula.
Yeah, I don't know which game she's talking about, but I did. Let's see. There is one that I was working with. There was, there were. I wrote the verbs like there was, there wasn't on the board, and it was a new. They hadn't done the exercises, so they didn't know what it was. So they had to think about the answers. So I said the sentence first, and then I read like the sentence twice, and then I said, okay, there, put it a car in front of my house yesterday, and then I read it again, and when I said go, they had to tap the word on the board like two
Okay.
teams.
Okay, two teams, right, Paula?
Yeah.
Two teams. And then on one side of the board, you wrote there was. On the other side, you wrote there were.
Yeah.
When you said the sentence twice and you said go, they had to run and
To tap the right answer.
okay, this was Fundi 2, ensino médio.
So, yes.
Fundi 2. Did they have a
Yeah,
good
it's
time?
great. Yeah.
Did they
Hmm.
enjoy it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I did another one. I think this one, Erica was there too. Was about more or less the same, but then there was a bell that had to ring
Ring the
instead of
bell.
tapping. Yeah, they have to
Hmm.
ring the bell.
Yeah, like hands on ears, right? Smash the
Yes.
cup. It could be
Or
like
yes,
hit.
like what was a vocabulary review. So write five money verbs, and then the first group, like I put four groups, four pairs, and then they had like the first group to finish, they had to ring, and then I started eliminating the four groups. Those the last group was eliminated, then the three groups, and then I was eliminated until I had a pair, and this pair also uh, had like then it was individual uh, answer.
Great. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So from now on, set professional goals of using the techniques that we have discussed in this series of webinars. We have talked about a lot of things, but every little thing you do will have an impact on the flow of your class and on your students' behavior. Okay. Even if you're teaching, because some teachers they teach English in the afternoon and they teach Portuguese or regular classes in the morning, you can try the same techniques because they work for any classroom in any language. Okay. If you can, share your experiences in the Sharing is Caring group. And if there is something you want to try as a professional goal, but you don't know exactly how, send us a message, right, Erica? We can help you. Okay, Patricia, I would really like to try this, this, and that. How can I do it? Or Erica, Bianca, Larissa, okay? Reach out to us. And watch the whole series available on the CBA platform. Episodes 1 and 2 are already there, and this one will be there soon. Okay? Any questions? Erica, we are going to take a picture, right?
And I would like to thank Patricia for this wonderful series of webinars on classroom management. And I'm sure it helps, right? We are always revisiting, reviewing the language, reviewing the techniques. So thank you, Patricia, for this wonderful series.
Thank you for
And
being here.
we will have more soon, right? In August.
Yes.
Now we have a break. Everybody is going to the end of semester, tired,
If you have
but
topics to suggest, you can
yeah,
suggest.
yeah,
We want to talk about tests, right, Erica? Requesting tests, giving tests, correcting tests in class. This is one of our ideas. But then if you have another suggestion, you can send it to us. Let's take a picture. Paula, Julia, Felix. Felix, I haven't seen you in a long time. Smile. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Yes, I think so, Erica. Yeah. Okay, guys. Have a good night and a great week.
Bye bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.